Hi, it's me again, and you know one of my favourite subjects to talk about on this channel is how much of your money the BBC loves to waste. It's like their favourite hobby. Remember I talked to you about the EastEnders set when it was supposed to be, what, 60 odd million, which was a lot. And it went so far over budget, didn't it end up at like 89 million or something for a new EastEnders set when ratings are through the floor? Anyway, well, we're not going to talk about that today. I want to take you on a little journey back to 1992, when I looked like this. In the early 90s, the BBC was going through a bit of a good phase. In its history, it was very popular and had some very popular shows on it. It was a bit of a heyday for the BBC in the 90s. They had EastEnders that was going great, but they wanted to fight some of the imported soaps like Neighbours and Home and Away and stuff like that. And they wanted their own imported soap to be really hot and to, try and push soap operas on the BBC, because the BBC want to be the only channel that you want to watch. So what did they decide to do? Well, they decided to go to Spain and make a little show called Eldorado, which only ran for 2 seasons. It was a big flop. Apparently the acting was terrible, the sound quality was terrible, everything about it was just phoned in and done on the cheap and terrible. But the one thing that wasn't done on the cheap, which is absolutely ridiculous, is the BBC built a village in Spain to film it in. They didn't try and get filming rights to some little village in Spain, which they could have got on the cheap. Some little village in the mountains would have given it to them for free because it would have brought tourists in. No. They spent 10 million quid building a small little white village in Spain. And that's not 10 million of today's quids. That's 10 million early 90s quids, which, have a look, I've got an inflation calculator here somewhere. Where are we? So 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it was what? Let's call it 92. The inflation calculator only goes to 2021 from the Bank of England. That makes sense because it would be worth a lot more than that now, wouldn't it? But in today's money, nearly 18 million, or in 2021's money, nearly 18 million quid. In today's money, it's probably more like 100 million quid thanks to bloody inflation that we're suffering at the minute. But that's not the point. Why did they build this set? And it was only used for 2 years. Great expense. I mean, I'll show you it. Have a look at this. So the set was built on the outskirts of a town called Coin, which is just inland on the Costa del Sol from Fuengirola and Mijas. And it's quite a residential area, Coin, but it was built on the outskirts of it for 10 million quid. So as you can see here, I found this bloke who's got a blog and he quite liked Eldorado. So he says here, look, the entire set was more like a small town. It cost something like £10 million to build. Since the show was axed, the location has been used as a hotel, a film set, and now a paintballing experience. In other words, they couldn't find a use for this small town, and it ended up being a bit derelict and being used for paintball, which is pretty cool actually. I go out to Spain a lot and near Coin, and I didn't know it was there. Next time I'm out there, I'm going to go and have a look, and I'll make a video as long as some of it's still standing. But they used it for paintballing, which is pretty cool, right? But now it's all over. It's not that you're probably interested in this, but they've been redeveloped according to Spain. Look, new hotel deal confirmed on site of failed BBC soap Eldorado on Spain's Costa del Sol. But the only point that's interesting about that headline for me, if you have a look, hotel bosses signed a deal with the local council for 8,000 metres of commercial space, 4,000 metres of gardens and a hotel room, blah, blah, blah. The company will pay 90,000 euros a year for the privilege. So 90,000 euros a year is the ground rent that they paid to the local council. So the BBC obviously didn't own that land unless they gifted it back to the council. I'm going to file a Freedom of Information request to try and find this out, because I want to know if they owned the land, or did they spend 10 million quid building a small town on land owned by council and then having to pay another like 90 grand a year ground rent for that, because that's just throwing money away. There's so many white villages down on the Costa del Sol, they would have let you film it there for free. You didn't need to build one. It's madness. And if it's a new show, why would you build the set before testing the show? Why not film the first season somewhere else and just pay for filming rights. And then if that takes off, then build a set. It doesn't make any sense. The BBC all over, isn't it? Just got more money than sense. They just throw money at it without trying things first. A la the EastEnders set. Brings us right back round to the beginning of the video, doesn't it? So if you're interested to read more or see more about this, I'll put all the links to everything I found down in the description. When I do these videos, I always put the links in the description so you can have a look. But if you're interested in Eldorado and you want to read this bloke's blog and see a bit more about it and where it was, have a look in the links below. They're quite good. And let me know what you think about this in the comments while you're down there as well. It's just endemic of the BBC, isn't it? Just to throw money at a problem. Rather than throwing sense at a problem and trying to work it out and test the theory, no, we'll just lob a whole bunch of TV licence fee money at it. All those struggling families gave us that 3.2 billion a year. Not that that's probably what they got in the 90s, obviously what they get now. And we'll just work it all out. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. BBC all over it. 10 million quid to build a small village that's now dilapidated. Could make a film set for a failed show. Welcome to the BBC. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It doesn't cost you anything. It keeps you up to date with all the videos that I make on here, and it helps the channel to grow as well. And I try and make a video every day. I put a lot of work into this, you know. And if you'd hit that as a little reward to me, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So you think about doing that, and I'll see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.